Welcome to this week's episode of No Cover Music Magazine here at 707 13th Street, Phoenix City, Alabama, the American Guitar Boutique. We are blessed with the great guest of Mr. Joseph Rhone today. We ran into each other at the Songwriter Showdown.
We did.
A couple weeks ago, and you are one of those local guys that likes to write songs. What got you involved in the group with the songwriters?
Well, a few years back, she was at they used to be at the tavern, and we used to go there a lot. And I linked up with Nona Christie, who runs the showdown, and I got on the bill, and that was my first one, and this past one was my second one. So it's definitely a lot of fun. Good
learning experience for you?
Absolutely. It tones your songwriting skills. You know, back in the day when I used to just scribble words on a page or whatever, I thought it was good, and it wasn't good at all. But taking the time nowadays to really work on something and get it together and come up with a good product is kind of what the Songwriters Guild and the Showdown has done for me.
How do you think hearing the way other people approach writing songs helps you as a songwriter? Not at all, or?
No, I know some, like a couple of my the people who inspired me, like Paul Westerberg from the Replacements, used to lock himself, in his basement all alone. He would write music, and that's kind of what I do. I like to be alone when I write, and I like a certain style as well.
Yeah. Well, you definitely have a style, and we're going to hear some of it. What's the first tune you want to do for us?
The first song is a song called Supergirl. It's basically about a girl named Jessica Cruz, and if you read the Green Lantern comics, then you'll know who she is.
All right.
Sitting in an alleyway, she's crying her eyes out. A little blue-haired man appears to her to give advice. Take this ring of special powers, you must save the world, it's up to you. She's got X-ray vision and a woman's intuition. Yeah, call her Supergirl. Oh yeah. This ring that travels across the galaxy, it is for you. Now you must go out into the world and fight the evil ones. And that love that you were searching for, it must be put on hold for now. She's got crystal green eyes and a lantern on her chest. Yeah, they call her Supergirl. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, take this ring here, Supergirl. It is your destiny. When you find out where you're going, you will find true love. They call you Supergirl. It is your name you can't deny. She's got a cape on her back and a chip on her shoulder. Yeah, they call her Supergirl. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So the Replacements, almost a hardcore punk band, edgy rock. What do you think?
At the beginning, yes. At the album Sorry Ma, I forgot to take out the trash. That was a really big punk hardcore group, but they matured from that and really came up with some really great songs and some great lyrics. And like I said, Paul Westerberg was the writer of those lyrics, and he between him and Neil Peart, I think I go back and forth, but to write like Neil Peart, like
Well, that's
you gotta have a brain like this,
Yeah.
you know. But Paul Westerberg,
I like the rawness of your songwriting style, and you seem to have some thread of coherence between your sound and the different songs. Do you like punk rock? Do you listen to rock? I mean, you mentioned Neil Peart. That's all the way on the other edge of music spectrum from kind of slamming rock and roll, but
well, I kind of think it's all rock and roll, really.
Yeah?
Whether it's punk rock, hard rock, heavy metal, I think it's all under the umbrella of rock and roll. So, like I said, it's all rock and roll to me.
yeah, that's cool. Do you have an approach, a personal approach to writing a song? Do you write the lyrics and then come up with the music for it, or do you write the music and then find lyrics that fit it, or do you have any one way you approach writing songs, or is it always different?
That's a good question. Most of the time, the music comes first, and then, you know, hopefully I have a good idea at the time I come up with an arrangement, and sometimes it fits, and sometimes it's like, you know, you gotta send it to the recycle bin. But yeah, I do like to write the music first before the lyrics.
Well, let's listen to another song that you got. What do you want to do for us?
The next song is a song called Babe.
Okay.
A little bit about the song Babe is I wrote it about a person back in the early 1900s. A nickname for larger men was Babe, like Babe Ruth, and Oliver Hardy from Laurel and Hardy, and Oliver Hardy's nickname, everybody called him Babe his whole career, and the two were inseparable their whole lives, or the whole careers pretty much. And in the end, when Oliver Hardy died, Stan Laurel didn't go to his funeral, and a reporter asked him why he didn't go, and he just looked at him and he said, Babe would understand. So that's what I decided to write it about. So.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, well, let's take a listen to that.
Wanted to steal the show, but I forgot to. Wanted to make you laugh, but I forgot to. Can't you see? It's not what I mean. Babe would understand. Babe would understand. Wanted to send you flowers, I forgot to. Wanted to say I'm sorry, but I forgot to. Can't you see? It's not what I mean. Babe would understand. 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 Wanted to be with you, I forgot to. Wanted to say goodbye, I forgot to. Can't you see?
what inspired you to start playing guitar?
From a long, ever since I was a kid, I've always been playing guitar. My cousin Timmy taught me my first song, and he was a big inspiration in my life, also music-wise. And he taught me a lot, and I was emulating my cousin Timmy when in my younger years, and I just stuck with it.
Yeah. Did anybody in your family other than you play an instrument? Your parents or aunts, uncles, grandpas, grandmas?
Well, my other cousin, Della, she's like a music whiz. She played piano, flute, and violin, and she's very, very talented.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's cool. I like to ask people about the influences and stuff, because I always am interested in what inspires people to pick up an instrument, and especially take it further and start writing songs. So I think it's a great outlet. And normally there's someone in there, like you said, your cousin Timmy, but there's always normally some kind of outlet that is inspirational. So let's hear another song of yours. What do you got in the books?
Okay, this next one is called Jupiter, and it's kind of just about a bunch of really bad people. That's all I got to say about it.
Let's take a listen.
It's a long way to Jupiter, that's what you say. It's a long way to go just to turn yourself around. Just to turn yourself around. And you're never gonna trust anyone, and you're never gonna love anyone. What a shame. What a waste of life it's been, what a shame. It's a long way to paradise, that's what you say. It's a long way to go just to find out the lies. Just to find out the lies. And you're never gonna love anyone, and you're never gonna trust anyone. What a shame. What a waste of life it's been, what a shame. What a shame. What a waste of life it's been, what a shame. It's a long way to Jupiter, that's what they say. It's a long way to go just to turn yourself around. Just to turn yourself around. Just to turn yourself around.
So I know they're going to be continuing to do the songwriter showdowns and stuff, and are you going to continue to be part of the group? Are you still performing with them?
I'm still gonna do it. It starts up again in January, and I think I play January 6th. I have to look at the date again, but yep, I'm gonna do it again.
I think it's a really great thing that gives people an outlet, especially songwriters and stuff. Do you have any interest, or do you already have a band put together? Do you ever play as a unit, or do you always play solo?
No, I'd rather play in a band, but it's hard to put one together nowadays. I was in a band in high school. We got to play at the local high school, which was a great memory. Played in another band when I was in the Army. I was a guitar player for a band over there, and it didn't really work out that well, but it was a lot of fun. And another band, but never really progressed into anything permanent.
Yeah. One nice thing about being a solo artist is you get to make the rules.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Did you play much while you were in the Army, or?
As much as I could.
How does those life experiences bleed into your songwriting?
Well, actually a lot.
Yeah.
And it's a big part of my life, so it definitely does bleed into songwriting. And it was always a great hobby to do when I wasn't working. Whether playing guitar or buying guitars or whatever.
Well, buying guitars is always fun.
It is.
All right. Well, moving right along, because actually we want to hear a bunch of your songs. So what's the next thing you have for us?
The next one is a song called "The Prince and the Pilot." The song is about the book, The Little Prince. I read it and decided to write a song about it.
Cool. All right.
You're so bold, a story untold. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Back in the ground, oh yeah, all in a row. Spring will come, you grow like a tower. I long to touch you, wild flower. You are the prince, and I am the pilot. You are the prince, and I am the pilot. Spring will come, where will you go? Back in the ground, oh yeah, all in a row. Anything that I claim of my responsibilities forever, never, never, never. Spring will come, you'll grow like a tower. I long to touch you, wild flower. You are the prince and I am the pilot. You are the prince and I am the pilot. Spring will come, you'll grow like a tower. I long to touch you, wild flower. You are the prince and I'm the pilot. You are the prince and I'm the pilot.
So where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and joined the service, and I've been down in the South ever since. So,
Yeah. Did you do any overseas touring?
oh yeah, I did Iraq a few times, Korea a few times.
Well, of course, we always want to say thanks for your service, but how do you, Fort Benning was your last duty station?
No, actually, one of my last, but my last duty station was Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
I actually like this area. I think there's a great music scene. And I really like the fact that they make a home for singer-songwriters. The venues are great, where you have listening rooms and audiences. How do you feel about the whole competitive thing of the songwriting contest? I always found it to be extremely difficult to think about judging something like that.
I don't think of it as a competition. I just think of it as a chance to write stuff and present them. And to me, it's not a competition. It's just about having your music heard.
Do you record?
Yes, I do.
And do you have CDs for sale?
I have a CD, but I have to get it out to the public soon.
If somebody's watching this show and they have an interest in talking to you about co-writing or playing in a group, or they want to book you, or they want to buy some of your music, how would they get a hold of you?
Just on Facebook. That's really
So
do any other.
Joseph Rhone?
Joseph Rhone. Yep.
Okay. How much do you play? I mean, you practice every day, you play every day?
I like to try to play at least once a day. If it's 5 minutes or an hour, just a little here, a little there. Mm-hmm. Friday nights, I think I like to really turn my amplifiers up loud.
I think everybody likes to do that. If you had anything to say, maybe some kids are out there that have a little guitar, they like to write songs, and do you have any advice or words of inspiration for the younger generation coming up behind you on how to take this and go with it?
Yeah, absolutely. Be original, don't be a conformist, and just do what you do. Whether it's playing guitar, piano, or whatever, just keep it up and don't stop.
Yeah.
Keep on rocking.
I find it to be a great piece of my life as a stress relief program, and just something to be able to find myself in. How about you?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, whether I'm playing or writing or taking my electric guitars apart and putting them back together, just a great hobby.
Yeah. Well, what else you got for us?
The next song is a song called Paulette. I wrote it about a girl I grew up with, and she recently passed away, and it's called Paulette.
Okay.
Never wanted to talk to me, oh no. When you did, you always seemed to make me cry. Guess you're married and you're probably doing fine. You look so different with a baby in your arms. Paulette, Paulette, we need to talk. Paulette, Paulette, what have you done? You never wanted to dance with me, oh no. When you did, you always seemed to make me smile. Guess you're married and you're probably doing well. You look so different on a television screen. Paulette, Paulette, we need to talk. Paulette, Paulette, what have you done? Oh, Paulette, Paulette, we need to talk. Paulette, Paulette, what have you done? Oh, Paulette, Paulette, we need to talk.
So do you like writing with other people, or do you prefer to write by yourself?
Well, for the longest time, it's just been me. I was in a band back in when I lived in Florida before I was in the service, and used to write some songs with a friend of mine named Ron Mosser. We had some really good stuff, but between working and trying to make ends meet, we just, I guess, went our separate ways. So.
Do you ever still perform or play or remember any of the stuff from back in those days?
A few.
Yeah.
Not many, but I still remember a couple.
Yeah. That's cool. I know that if I don't keep up with stuff, it kind of fades, and the next thing you know, I go, man, I used to like that song, but I don't remember how to play it. So I want to, before we get out of this, I want to thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome.
We had a little bit of technical difficulty. We had Joseph on the show a little while ago, and we weren't happy with the audio. We didn't air it. So I really appreciate you coming back and doing it again with us. So I want to thank you for that. What's the last song that you want to do to take us out of the show?
The last song is called Middle Class, and basically it's just about working and trying to survive.
Thanks for tuning in to No Cover Music Magazine. Catch us next week. Thank you to CTV Beam for allowing us to do the show. Write in and tell them how much you like it. And thanks to Joseph Rhone for being our guest. We'll see you next week.
Well, things ain't been the same around here since they closed the cotton mill down. Now I'm working for minimum wage and I got a college degree. Well, the bank came in and they took the farm and they didn't even leave us a dime. Now I'm going from job to job and I'm living on borrowed time. And I'm living on borrowed time. And I'm living on borrowed time. I want an insurance plan and a company truck and a really good 401k. Yeah, working up the middle class. Well, maybe I should get a technical job or learn all about the trades. Maybe I'll get lucky someday and somebody might buy my song. And somebody might buy this song. Well, it took 25 years to get some credit and I